How's it going, everyone? Today I'm going to be showing you how to change out your sunroof. Alright, so some of you might be experiencing issues with your sunroof. Me in particular, there's nothing wrong with the physical glass of the sunroof, just the seal around it. Hyundai does offer the seal, but I opted to just get a new glass that came with the seal. I got it off eBay. It was like 80 bucks for a 2013. This is a 2009 sunroof and seal that was in pretty much brand new condition. And the only reason I'm changing out mine is because I do notice a little bit of water getting past the seal, and I think that the drain on the corners, at least on the driver's side, is plugged. So it does allow a little bit of water to get past, and basically I noticed that the headliner over here gets a little damp. So I don't really want to open up the sunroof before I had it. I didn't want to open up the sunroof before I had the new one just because the seal was already bad. I never use my sunroof just because I don't want to have any issues with it. I don't want it to break, stuck open, or anything like that. A lot of people already have issues with it, so I just keep mine closed all the time. But since I'm going to be removing the sunroof, oh, as you see, I just got a driplet right on my face coming from the sunroof. So as you can see, water does get past the sunroof. And it's irritating because I don't park in a garage, so sometimes I get out here and my headliner is a little bit damp, and apparently it drips. So there's that. Cool. But the seal is bad and the drain is clogged, so I'm pretty sure that's like the 2-in-1 combo. If the drain wasn't clogged, I don't think I'd really experience any issues, and you could try opening up your sunroof and clean out the drains. I'll show them to you later in the video. If you do want to try to just blow out the drains versus changing out your entire sunroof. We're just changing out the glass and the seal. So not the whole assembly, you don't need to drop the headliner. This is just if, you know, moisture is getting into your car and you think it's either the seal that you want to replace or the drain tube that basically runs down the B-pillar right here all the way down to the fender. But yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys how to take out your sunroof glass with the seal, and you can basically do this if you have a new glass and seal, or if you just want to replace the seal itself, you can. I didn't really want to mess around just replacing the seal, but if you do, this is, you know, at least how to get the sunroof glass and seal out. Also, I'll be showing you how to clean the drain once I get the sunroof out. So if you want to only open up the sunroof and clean out the drain, then you can do that. It'll probably be like halfway through the video. Feel free to skip ahead if you want to. So I already did it on the driver's side, so I wanted to save the passenger side to show you how to do it. And it's pretty straightforward. All you got to do is open up your sunroof, just the shade. Open the shade. Leave the sunroof completely closed. There is this accordion panel right here. What you're going to want to do is stick a finger on the side and pull, and then it is tucked in on top of the glass right up top, so you just pull this down out of the sunroof just like that, and then just pull straight. There are like little tabs. I like to stick my finger behind it and then just pull it, and then as you can see, there's this little tab that sits in there on both sides is what you're popping out. Pull it straight. Don't pull it like this at an angle, because then you'll break the tab off. Stick your finger behind it and pull it. And then I use a 1/4-inch ratchet drive with a T25 Torx bit. And that fits up here perfectly, so that you can just go ahead and stick it up there. And it's better with 2 hands, but they're a little tight. But go ahead and take all 3 screws out, and then we'll move on to the next part. You will notice the sunroof sink in a little bit, so there is a little bit of an alignment that you have to do after. But once you get all 3 of the screws out, you notice that it sinks down a little bit. That's normal. You will have to kind of align it before you put the screws in tight, so we'll cover that when we get there. But for now, if you do this side and you do this side like I've already done, then all you need to do is lift the sunroof on both sides, and it will come out. So I'm going to use 2 hands and basically just lift it and slide it to the back of the car. Be careful, metal points are sharp, you don't want to scratch your paint, so just be aware of that. A little bit of water on top, so I'm trying not to get the water in the car. Alright, there we go. It is sharp. 2 people for this would be really handy, but I don't have a second person here at the moment, so I'm going to kind of lightly set it down. Just kind of halfway out the driver's side, and then I'm going to go ahead and grab it and take it out. So as you can see, I zoom out, sunroof is right here. It is a little wet, so that's why I'm trying to take this out carefully so it doesn't, drain into my car. But I'm gonna go ahead and just grab it and put it up next to the new one. Okay, so we have our old one and the new one. Obviously, like I said, the new one is used, but we're just comparing them. Everything looks identical on them. And yeah, tabs are in the right place. The seal looks better on this one. This one was pretty dirty because I never opened it, but you can see that stuff was seeping past it. Here's a kitty. But basically, yeah, it's just old one. Seal went bad. You can probably peel the seal away if you really want to. Like right here, you can kind of see I can peel the seal away. Probably replace the seal, but on top of this, you can see that my rubber right here is all dry rotted, cracked all along it. Versus on the new one, it does not have all that cracking up there. It's all nice and smooth and brand new-ish enough. But on the car, I want to show you guys as to why I really went ahead with changing up the entire thing. It's because right here, you can see it. That's water. And there's a drain, if you look at the other side. I'll zoom in for you. You can kind of see it. There's a drain right there that is supposed to let the water through. One on each side. It's on this side of the channel, right ahead, straight ahead. And this one I'm guessing is clogged by crap. So what you want to do is you want to take an air chock or nozzle and basically stick it in there and blow some compressed air through to clean out the drain so that the water can flow back through. So that's what I'm going to do. You will have to open up the sunroof, technically the mechanism, slide it back to get in there. But I'm going to put the new sunroof on first before messing with the mechanism, just because I think these slides right here do move with tension from the sunroof itself, so I don't want to mess up the alignment or anything by opening it too soon. We'll get the new glass on here. I'll move this rack out of the way with the new glass, and I'll have better access into those drain holes to get the air compressor tip in there to blow it out. But yeah, I do recommend maybe cleaning up your surface, getting some kind of, maybe like an Armor All wipe or a tubble towel, or you can even maybe like a soapy washcloth, get in here and clean up some of this dirt that's inside the sunroof channel. Just because this is where your seal sits and you want to make sure it's actually sealed with a clean mating surface. That way water can't seep past it and then end up like this. And this water has been slowly draining, so I don't always see it in the car. But obviously this is a lot of water right here that I don't want in there. And when I accelerate heavily, I'm guessing it shifts back and then runs down into the headliner right here. This is why I noticed the headliner getting a little bit damp. And yeah, no one wants a wet interior, so that's why I'm changing this out. Okay, so as you can see, the channel where the seal sits is now cleaned out. Got it all nice and wiped down. I use tubble towels. You don't have to use these. You could use soap and water if you really want to be careful. But this part of the paint inside there doesn't really get a lot of UV just because it's closed all the time. So I use the tubble towel. These things are really good at breaking down dirt, grease, and grime. Not sponsored, but that's what I used. Use whatever you want. I'm not liable if you damage your paint. Just putting that out there, but I just wanted to make sure I have a clean mating surface for the new seal to sit down on. And now for the next part, we can go ahead and grab our new sunroof and set it in there. I do recommend having a second person stand on the outside while you align your bolts and everything, just to make sure you get the alignment right. And what I mean by that, I'll toss this down. is that when you set the sunroof in, it's going to want to sink in, and so you want it level and flush with the roof, obviously. So you might have to lift it a little bit, or have someone put their hand here so you can put tension above it and to make sure that it is actually level. And then at that point you can tighten that screw, do the same thing on the front and then the other side, and then that way it's flush. You don't have any weird gaps, you don't have any cracks where water or moisture can get in, and it's not sunken in either, which is going to cause a puddle on top of the sunroof. It's not as daunting if you don't have a second person. What I probably would use is maybe like a block of wood on the corners. That way you know what you're pressing up against, and then slowly tighten it, get out, check it, push it back up a little bit or lower it, tighten it. That way you kind of know. You might be able to do it standing outside the car and tightening at the same time, but it'd probably be a pain. Best just to have a second person if you can swing it. If not, definitely still doable, just more of a pain to do it by yourself. So I'm gonna grab a second set of hands and go ahead and set the new one in, align the bolts, and tighten it down. So when you place your sunroof back into the car, you'll notice that there's a massive gap in the back, and that's normal. You'll have to have your second set of hands level it for you while you push up in the car and then put the alignment bolt in. And there's a little bit of leeway. That's why you need the second person to make sure it's flush before you tighten it down. So get it in there, start getting the threads, and then go back and forth with the alignment to make sure it's flush before actually tightening it down. Like I said, I may or may not have gotten that recorded. Basically, sunroof is in, it's nice and flush. It did take 2 different rotations on both sides. So started on this side, adjusted it, tightened it, went over there, tightened it, adjusted it, came back over here, adjusted it again, went over there, adjusted it again, and then one more time over here. So a couple back and forths, but we did get it pretty much as flush as it can be. It looks really good. Good test for this. I'm still going to clean my drain out first, but you can pour water around the seal and make sure that nothing gets inside the car, and if it's dry, then you're good. And we can go ahead and throw the side skirts back on. But while it's like this, I'm going to pour some water on it and see if anything seeps past. We're just pouring on top and checking to see if there's any leaks. I don't see anything, so I think we're good. No, I think we're good. So this trim piece back up here is probably the hardest part getting back in until I figured it out. So there's like a little clip that faces this way and a little clip that faces this way. Basically, you can start off by pushing this clip like in right here and then sliding it over into its clip, and that works pretty well. And then this one you can just push in, and then the top piece you just put onto that rim up top to lock it in. So now this one is back in place like it should be, and we can go and move over to the passenger side. Took like 30 seconds once I figured out how to put the other seal on the other side. Went in really quickly, and yeah, now we can go ahead and actually test the sunroof to make sure it opens correctly.
X-band, K-band, K-A-band, laser.
Trippy. I've actually never opened up my sunroof before. I was always really against it. So yeah, now that this is open, we can move up top. Okay, so this is how I have it rigged up. Used some shop towels and dried up all the water. Rubber tip inside there to seal. Now I can just go ahead and click on the air nozzle. Get a lot of air moving through there. I need to charge up my air compressor. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of air pressure. So I'm gonna do that real quick, and then I'll hit it again, and we'll do the water bottle test and make sure nothing stays in there. All right, and now that this one's done, we're gonna do a drain test. And as you can see, runs right out. So yeah, this is a really good alternative to super expensive new glass end seal. I think Hyundai wanted like $600 for the sunroof and seal. It's not terrible for a brand new one, but I think it was $150 alone for the seal around the sunroof. So for $80, I got the glass and the seal together off of a used Genesis 2013, but it's in a lot better condition than mine was. So I guess the reusability is pretty awesome. Save some money, and you don't have to replace the glass and the seal if you just want to clean out your drains. If it's like that's your issue. Main reason I didn't clean out the drains sooner was because the seal on the old one was really bad. I was worried about if I opened it, it would make the seal even worse and more water would come through. So that's why I wanted to replace the seal and the glass together before getting in here and clean the drains. But cleaning the drains alone will definitely keep a lot of the water out of the system. And you can kind of skip by if your sunroof does have a bad seal on replacing it, but it's recommended just to do it right one time. You know, you can do it like I did, check eBay out, find a good condition sunroof glass with seal, swap it on, set the alignment, clean your drains. You should be good for a while. If you guys enjoy these videos, consider subscribing. I make a lot of good Genesis content, and if you have a vehicle like this, BH, DH, coupe, it doesn't really matter. A lot of it transfers over. You know, check out some of my other videos. There's a lot of good content on here. And helpful videos. If you have any other issues, I probably have covered it already. One of the nice things for you guys about me owning a 2009, being like a first gen, is that I'm most likely going to experience these issues before you guys. And it's not a guarantee that you are going to experience all the same issues that I did. I do live in a warm, humid climate, so it does kind of wear items a little bit quicker than most other states do. So you probably won't experience these issues as soon or at all. But if you do, you know, that's why I make the content for us, to help you guys out. But like I said, consider subscribing. Subscribe button's right below. Like the video if you found this helpful. Drop a comment if you have any questions or you just want to, you know, say what's up. And appreciate you guys watching. Have a good day.